Man, this shit is getting crazy. Never seems to amaze me. I think the devil's trying to play me. Oh, Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Use Your Own Intelligence podcast. I am your host, Fritz, and I truly believe we got an interesting episode today. All right. I want to start off by talking about AI. And for all y'all that typically understand what I talk about on this show, I usually go into three different subjects, right? I'll break it down to three segments: the American experience, the Black experience, and the Haitian American experience, all right? And I want to start off with AI, how all this is going to tie in together. AI is going to wrap everything together. For y'all that's not familiar with artificial intelligence, I would strongly advise you guys to really start doing your due diligence and research and really find out how this thing is really going to start changing your lives. And it has an opportunity to make it change for the better. There's not too much negativity I can see at this moment with AI, but it can get there. But for the most part, I think positive. I always think about ways and advantages to, resolve things, solutions, things of that nature. I don't think about the negative. But Mira Murati, she was on a college campus recently, and if you don't know who Mira Murati is, she's the CTO of OpenAI. And OpenAI is the company that runs ChatGPT. And for y'all that don't know what ChatGPT is, it's a search engine. And basically, it's trained on a large data set that includes text from various sources, such as books, articles, websites, internet text. I mean, you name it, right? And without further ado, I want y'all to hear exactly what Mira Murati is expected in ChatGPT about 1.5 years from now, and how far and how advanced this thing is moving, and how I would strongly suggest you guys start using it for your advantage as well. But without further ado, I want y'all to hear Mira Murati out and what she has to say about ChatGPT.
How intelligent is this going to get? I mean, it sounds like your description is the scaling of this is pretty linear. You add more of those elements and it gets smarter.
Yeah.
How quickly has it gotten smarter, ChatGPT, in the last couple of years, and how quickly will it get to, maybe human level intelligence?
So yeah, these systems are already human level in specific tasks, and of course, in a lot of tasks they're not. If you look at the trajectory of improvement, systems like GPT-3 were maybe, let's say, toddler level intelligence, and then systems like GPT-4 are more like smart high schooler intelligence. And then in the next couple of years, we're looking at PhD level intelligence for specific tasks. So things are changing and improving pretty rapidly.
Meaning like a year from now?
Yeah. 1.5 years, let's say, yeah.
All right, so for those that understand what Mira Murati is basically saying, ChatGPT is about to be a real wrecking force, for society. It's a tool that you definitely can use to your everyday life. Whatever it is you do, you can definitely get some serious answers from ChatGPT. And I know some are thinking, Fritz, where are you going with this? Why bring up ChatGPT? Why bring up AI? How is it tied to the Black experience? How is it tied to the American experience? And how is it tied to the Haitian American experience? But I want to start off with just the Black experience, right? And I ran across some very, very, very disturbing news, man, this week. Just going down my timeline. Some very disturbing news, right? And upon coming across this very disturbing news, the first thing that came into my mind was Malcolm X. And when I thought about Malcolm X, I referenced, in a sense, in my mind, I was referencing what he said. Malcolm X at one point advised Black America to be very wary of the Black entertainers. And I can tell, still to this day, with years and years after this man's, passing, that we still haven't really learned as a whole. So, there's quite a few, people that pretty much get it. But overall, as a whole, the Black culture really isn't practicing what Malcolm X really schooled us on, and things that we should really take, into consideration. So I ran a ChatGPT after seeing this disturbing news, right? And if y'all don't understand the disturbing news I ran across, if y'all don't know what it is, the disturbing news I ran across was Ray J being the first person to produce the first ever transgender show on a major network on TV. All right. Ray J, the rapper, the R&B guy, the actor, whatever you want to call him, Ray J decides he wants to be the first black man or the first ever human being on a major network to produce the first ever transgender show. I know here in America, I don't know how everybody else get down, but here in America, there's a black man named Ray J that wanted to be the first guy to produce the first ever transgender show. And to make matters worse, if y'all don't remember, RuPaul was the first one to produce the first ever drag queen show. Can y'all tie the two together? Can y'all see the play? You know, black community, you see how when major networks want y'all to represent, this is what they put y'all up. This is what they put y'all up against, right? When the power structure wants black people to get on TV and to be the first of anything or to do anything of significance, right? This is the shit. This is the fuckery they put y'all to. And this is exactly what Malcolm X was warning y'all about. And let me go on further. Let me reference the Greek. So I ran the ChatGPT, right? I went to ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT, why did Malcolm X tell black Americans to beware of the black entertainers? And sure enough, ChatGPT had the answer. And not only did ChatGPT have the answer, it put it so eloquently. I couldn't have done it this well. I decided to use AI for my advantage. So I said, please, ChatGPT, put this in a way so I could tell these niggas something about themselves. And sure enough, ChatGPT told me. And let me tell you what ChatGPT told me. ChatGPT told me Malcolm X advised black Americans to be wary of black entertainers because he believed they were often used by white society to distract and pacify the black community rather than to uplift and educate them. He felt that these entertainers, willingly or unwillingly, perpetrated stereotypes and reinforced the status quo that kept black people subjugated and distracted from the real issues of systemic racism and social injustice. According to Malcolm X, these entertainers were often more concerned with personal gain and acceptance by white audiences than the liberation and advancement of their own community. Let me bring that back like the DJ, my niggas. Malcolm X, according to Malcolm X, these entertainers were often more concerned with personal gain and acceptance by white audiences than with the liberation and advancement of their own community. By God, is that the truth? Thank you, ChatGPT and artificial intelligence. I greatly appreciate it because I'm going to use you for my advantage. I'm not going to be scared of AI. I'm not going to run from AI. Usually when you have situations that are approaching you, you want to face them head on. Trust me, it's the best way to do it. You don't really want to shy away. You don't want to be that person that gets scared. You really want to figure shit out. Thank you, ChatGPT. I greatly appreciate you putting that in that perspective and explaining it so well from all that knowledge and all those books you got in your database. I greatly appreciate you. Do y'all not see the play? Do y'all not really see the play in America and how this shit is really going about? Like as a major network station, like why is this? Why choose this? That's just looking from one standpoint. And from a black standpoint, my brother Ray J, why is it that this is what you want to push? I mean, from the LGBTQ getting pushed so hard by the White House, we now have a LGBTQ month, a gay pride month, right? Do y'all not really see the play? Do y'all not see what they're really pushing? They're just pushing it on us. Y'all don't see the fuckery? And do y'all not see who they're using to run the play? If you don't believe in population control, I don't know how many examples is the world going to show you. With COVID alone, that should have been enough to explain with all we've been through with COVID, still to this day. You should really have an understanding that there's a small group of people, not just here in America, but around the world that have an agenda for population. And it seemed like when they want to push this agenda, the people they use the most seem to be black people. And we fall for it every time. We got to really stop listening, following entertainers. I don't know. I know I said it a few episodes ago, if not the last episode, but when does it end? When do we really start looking at these entertainers like a joke and really know that the power lies with the people? See, these conversations, these type of platforms, when we speak amongst each other, that's what really matters. We really hold the power, right? We're allowing a lot of fuckery to slide. It seems like we're living in the era of let's let shit slide. Who cares? But to me, that's such a detrimental to society. It's a detriment to society. There's no positivity when you don't want to address fuckery when it's right in front of your face. And it's being pushed against on us. It's getting pushed on our kids in schools. Like, it's getting ridiculous at this point. For Ray J to be the first transgender show and RuPaul to produce the first drag queen show, there's no coincidence. There's a play. The fuckery we seen not too long ago with Lil Nas X on stage at an Emmy or whatever major award show that was in front of kids. Y'all not see how they use black people, especially when they want to push certain agendas? Who was that? Billy Porter the other day kissing Biden's hand at one of the Juneteenth picnics at the White House? Y'all don't see this shit? Y'all don't see the play? I gotta draw it up for you. No problem. I'll draw it up for you. I'll let y'all see it. If y'all don't want to, if y'all don't see it, I'll bring it to your attention. Don't worry about that. That's what I'm here for. Welcome to the Use Your Own Intelligence podcast. And to make matters worse, let me just tell y'all this, to make matters worse, right? Over the weekend, not over the week, but I also ran across with some, I don't know if it's too much of good news. To me, it was disturbing under one circumstance, man. He really could have went another route, right? Actually, both of them could have went another route. And if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, Swiss Beats and Timbaland decided to sign a deal with X instead of the good brother on Fanbase, Issac Hayes Jr. Because y'all know the white man Ice is always colder. And, for all those that are like, man, Fritz, come on, man, you can't really tell people what to do with their businesses. I get it, guys. I'm never going to be here to tell you what to do with your businesses, but I do want to bring up some good, valid points. And the points I want to bring up is, when is enough enough? Because I've known Swiss Beats and Timbaland for quite some time. I don't know them personally, but since I've known Swiss Beats and Timbaland, to me, they've been rich for quite some time, right? So at what point do you, in your life, when you become rich and you really accomplish and you've done some significant things, when you're in the 1 percentile, and I call the 1 percentile as a certain salary that only 1% of this whole globe will ever feel. And best believe Swiss Beats and Timbaland, they're in that 1 percentile. They're in that salary that most of us will never see or ever live through. Okay, they're there. They've made it. But I gotta ask, because nobody, some people do it with like-minded people always have an answer. I have the answer, but I want to ask the general public: when is enough enough? At what point do you receive a level of wealth and success where you say, okay, this is enough? There's not pretty much more I can do other than some type of acts of philanthropy, or like the brother Malcolm X would say, the advancement and liberation of your community. Like, when do I start really taking part? At what point? Like, when is enough enough? When do you say, you know what, it's enough. I don't really got to take this deal. I can go over here with my community members and make this deal. It might not be as much, but it doesn't really matter because I'm good. When does that type of mindset kick in? For my general audience, I just want to know. Because I'm really starting to understand, and I really get it when I tell you why Malcolm X said, be wary of your entertainers. We have to stop relying on them. We have to get to the point where we don't even acknowledge them. For the ones that get it, God bless. Come on board. But we as a community, we're not doing enough. We're not putting enough pressure on them. We're not really calling them out for fuckery. We're just in that let that shit slide era. We're in that who gives a fuck era. It's kind of like we're in a hopeless era in the black community. Black people at this point are feeling more hopeless than I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm noticing how black people are really, it's a lot of us that just feel like it's going to be like this forever. There is no change. There is no getting better. recently underneath the comment section, I put that, and the reason why I had to read that, man, because I was in the comment section, and the reason it came across me, because I seen this post on Tasha K talking about Ray J about to produce this, right? And underneath that comment, when I posted that Malcolm X reference, you know, I had a gentleman by the name of King Mecca, and King Mecca responded with this. He was the one that got the most likes underneath my comment. So I wanted to read it out because it really resonated that a lot of black people feel and think this way. All right. He responds, he says, use your own intelligence, all truth. An anonymous politician was quoted as saying, not verbatim, that we, white society / the government, no longer have to get blood on our hands when HIV was doing the work for them. What's any different about how they use blacks to generally destroy us from the inside? You use your own intelligence, you're 100% correct. But I think, and I say this with caution, that we are doomed and the community is dead in a sense. More mental than physical, but I really believe as a whole, we can't be saved. So we need to sow our seeds everywhere. Let our actions be intentional, full of purpose and pride as we destroy our enemies before they destroy us. Now, me personally, I don't think the way he ended that saying, I can't agree with it. And I'm gonna rewrite what he said. I totally disagree with this thing. He said that we are doomed and the community is dead in a sense. More mental than physical, but I really believe as a whole, we can't be saved. The moment you start talking like that, even after a compliment, you lose me. And it's very unfortunate, right? There's a lot of black people who think like that. I ran across somebody I know personally that feels the same way. It's a lot of people that feel the same way. That they don't feel things are going to change. And that's when I really start getting the fuck away from people who think like that. I've never been the one to just give up and to think that this is it. What I truly believe is just not enough people like me to put the word out and to really show the awareness and what the hell is going on out here. Everybody's taking the easy way out. Everybody's taking the selfish way out for the most part. And nobody wants to do the little bit of due diligence they have to do to raise awareness and create change. Because it's very much possible. So once you get into this mindset of being hopeless, I really can't relate to you as a human being. It doesn't matter what race you are. You become weak to me, in a sense, or you become a problem. You become part of the problem. You're not thinking reasonably, and you're not trying to create solutions. You're more in the down phase. And you'll lose me every time. See, black people, we really got to stop this fuckery, man. I mean, I can't explain it anymore. These examples that are being brought, y'all see the plays, man. Y'all see what's happening. And to make matters worse, right, I want to bring up another strong point. You know, they wanted to do a deal with X, formerly known as Twitter, with Elon Musk, all right? And this is strictly about Swiss Beats and Timbaland. What's very uncomfortable is they don't even know the type of guy Elon Musk really is. If y'all don't know, man, Elon Musk is notorious for standing 10 toes down on either liking racist tweets or posting racist tweets himself. He's in reference but saying black pilots having low IQs. He agreed with that type of post. He doesn't trust flying with black pilots. He feels as if DEI, and let me get the definition for, I think it's diverse, equality. Let me get the true definition. All right. He's not with diverse, equity, and inclusion. All right. So if anybody that doesn't understand DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, it was put in place for just that. We're living in a very racist country. And it only takes a racist individual to not even want to acknowledge it, because the proof is in the pudding. It's documented. It's an everyday topic. There's really no escaping how racist America is. Now, if you're smart, you're able to navigate it through it no matter what. It won't affect you. Okay, but this is very much so a very racist country. And DEI And a guy like Elon's, he feels as if DEI is strictly just racism. There's no room for it. He doesn't believe black people are facing any disadvantages. He doesn't believe black people make good, pilots. Elon's a piece of shit at the end of the day, but he's rich, and so he makes nice tech equipment. So you're gonna get a liking to him, some shape, form, or fashion. But to me, I know I could read in between the lines. It doesn't take much from me. I don't need to dissect but so much in a human being to know that you ain't really about shit. He's even referenced Haiti and barbecue, and the way he even talked about that, kind of rubbed me the wrong way as well. So to me, he's just not your typical, how shall I say, he's not your people person. And what's more interesting with Eli is he used to be on OpenAI, all right? He used to be one of the board members for OpenAI, but somewhere down the line, him, Sam Altman, and, a couple of guys over there, they just couldn't get along. It was to me, it was a power. It was a power thing, Elon wanted the control. He wanted it to be part of Tesla. He wanted them to just, come along. But Sam Altman and Jason Kwan, they was like, no, I'm pretty much good. And just to quote those guys and how they fell off, Kwan didn't dispute Musk's central role in the early days of OpenAI, but he added some other details. For example, Kwan wrote that Musk at one point indicated he needed full initial control and major equity, and later suggested that OpenAI merge with Tesla. We did not think either approach was right for the mission, Kwan wrote. In the memo, Altman called Musk a hero of his and said he misses the old version of his co-founder. But he said the company's mission continues. So the more and more I start, digesting who Musk is and the things he's been a part of and the beefs that he's had with other, tech gurus, I should say, I'm starting to find out this guy is very power hungry. He actually had the audacity to quote, one of the reasons he left, but I find it very hard to believe because for a guy like Musk, I'm going to play a clip by Billy Carson. I want you guys to really pay attention to, right? And hear what he says about Tesla and how that company really takes advantage of the African community. But I want to read something Musk said and why he said he stepped down, which I really didn't believe too much, but okay, Musk, if you say so. Musk co-founded OpenAI in 2015 and stepped down from its board in 2018, 4 years after saying that AI is potentially more dangerous than nukes. Musk is now suing Microsoft-backed AI and CEO Sam Altman, and I meant to say OpenAI, and CEO Sam Altman, among others, alleging they abandoned the company's founding mission to develop artificial intelligence for the benefit of humanity broadly. Now, I don't know about you guys. I'm going to use my own intelligence on this one, and I'm going to call it a power thing. Musk couldn't get his way. I'm not too sure what took place. Who was being more humane and who was being less humane, I don't know. But I do know Musk by himself got the hell up and gone, and the mission still continues, and ChatGPT, OpenAI, is thriving. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the guy that both Swiss Beats and Timbaland decided to go do a deal with, rather than the good brother from Fanbase, Issac Hayes Jr. And before I get into Issac Hayes and who he is and what he does on Fanbase, I want to talk about what does it take for black members to really sit down, at least just to have the conversation. I really want to know, Swiss Beats and Timbaland, did you at least have a conversation with Issac Hayes on Fanbase and about launching that platform? Did you? Or was it truly just about personal gain? You could care less about the community. If that's cool, if that's so, just say it, stand on it. And we as the people, we're going to have to call it for what it is. And we're going to have to treat you as so. As one that only cares about personal gain, as far as no matter how rich you've been all your life, or most of your life, shall I say. You're a man of personal gain, and that's fine. But at least I want to know, black community, why aren't we at least having these conversations amongst each other? I would have loved to see Swiss Beats and Timbaland having at least a conversation discussing how they can contract and making this thing work. Because neither one of these parties are hurting financially. It's like anything is needed. He doesn't take a loss. If Swiss Beats and Timbaland go to Fanbase instead of X, there's not a significant loss. My God, you've been rich all your life. What are you losing? What are you losing? Your kids alone is probably going to succeed more wealth than most adults will ever see in their life. I just don't get why the conversations can't be held. Why aren't we having the platforms with the conversations and showing actions that we, too, can have large platforms like X? It shouldn't just be the white power structure with these platforms. But anyhow, that's just my thinking. Maybe I'm just different. But I want to play this clip about Billy Carson. And if y'all don't know who Billy Carson is, right? Billy Carson has really been shaking the internet up. All right. He's one that breaks down facts from both AD and BC timeframes and connecting the dots. All right. He connects the dots with ancient civilization and sometimes with the Bible. And he ties these times up because they correlate with each other, you know. He's been around the world dozens of times. He's visited homegrown archaeologists around the world. He's self-funded. Okay, so he's not compromised. Author to #1 Amazon books in ancient history. I think it was 2 of those books on Amazon. He's took classes at both NIT and Harvard, and he has passport stamps out the ass. The guy's just been around the world. All right. And if y'all don't know, a lot of these ancient tablets that he studied and he talks about have the same information as the Bible, but yet these tablets are much older. But if you haven't heard about Billy Carson, that's just off the topic a little bit. Please go watch an interview or 2 about Billy and what he's talking about, because he's going to present a lot of facts. Not only does he present facts, and if he doesn't have them, he'll just tell you what he believes. He's not going to lie to you, right? Which I highly respect. But without further ado, Swiss and Timbaland, I want to play this clip about what Billy Carson had to say about Tesla and the future of Tesla, and why it's probably a good idea to not always want to do business with people just because they're throwing money in your face, black folks. You might want to, use your morals and things of that nature. But without further ado, watch this video by Billy Carson and what he has to say about Tesla.
So, yeah. That's what's going to save his company.
That's what's going to save his company.
Yeah.
Meaning, without that, do you think Tesla's in bad shape?
EVs aren't the future.
Why not?
The infrastructure isn't there. It's not going to be there. The batteries are mostly mined from forced child labor in Africa. Imagine some rebels taking over some of these mines and taking control of these mines in Africa and holding the world hostage. It's just so much that can go wrong with that. It's really on a clock. It's really on a time clock. It's a ticking time bomb. And then when they're used up, they're more toxic for the environment than a standard block engine. And then the time frames it takes to charge them is outrageous. It's a security risk for women and men, but mostly for women as well. A lot of theft occurs around these things. I just think that the future definitely is hydrogen, even solid state hydrogen fuel cells. So you recharge in 4 or 5 minutes. Maybe 10 minutes tops. The military has ships now that run on hydrogen. They're able to extract the water from the sea, take out the hydrogen through electrolysis, push that into a combustion chamber and use that for energy. Rolls-Royce is huge. That's why I've been investing huge in Rolls-Royce, because they have the Rolls-Royce jet engine now, which flies. They just flew one successfully. And so their stock is doing very well, Rolls-Royce, because they're into hydrogen. My electric company here, yours too, FP&L, what are they powering us with right now? These lights are run by hydrogen right now, FP&L, Florida Power and Light, the electric company for the state of Florida. So hydrogen is the future. It's a clean burning energy source. The only side effect of the emission is steam, clean steam. And that's where things are going to go. And I think that we're going to get back towards hydrogen. The GM president, CEO, either one of the two, the woman that runs GM, she said we're getting away from the EVs. We're going to move everything to hydrogen. So that's where the future is going to stand. I think that if he doesn't come out with an H model I think Tesla's going to suffer. A lot of people are having some major issues with the, with the cars. But this optimist is going to save his company. It's going to make him a multi-trillionaire.
All right. So Swiss and Timbo, with all that being said, you heard what he said about the forced child labor through Africa and how majority of these products are getting mined to benefit the tech companies. With all that being said, y'all still gave a fuck, huh? That's what, this is what Malcolm is telling you. They nobody gives a fuck in that world. It's about personal gain and looking good for the white folks. Like, let's be honest, we got to call a spade a spade. We got to stop letting shit slide. We got to stop acting like we don't see what we see. And, I got to get into Issac Hayes and who, Issac Hayes is and what he represents at Fanbase. I just want to play a quick clip of how he's going to introduce this company and what he's expecting this company, because he was on the Breakfast Club not too long ago with Charlamagne the God pitching his platform. And I think it's a great idea. I've been following him for a while on Instagram, and it just baffles me with all the information we got on Elon and the things we know about Elon, the things we know about the tech companies. Why do we continue to simp? Why? I don't get it. What's in it for us? Listen to the good sister Amanda Seals for a quick second. Hear Amanda out.
We as a community stop acting like taking pictures with people who have actively harmed us as a community with their words, with their money, with their actions. Can we once and for all acknowledge that taking a picture, smiling with them, whether it's Elon Musk or Donald Trump or Joseph Biden, like taking pictures with these people is not you infiltrating so that you can be the savior. And this idea that if you go in there and smile up with them, that you're going to be the next Martin Luther King is really wild, because you know how Martin Luther King left this earth? He was assassinated. So let's learn from history. Let's take a different route. And instead of ponying up to people to think that, you're the good black, how about you squat up with real ones and approach them with a real agenda that doesn't include simping?
Amanda, it's the story of my life. I'm noticing that, these niggas don't want to listen. I mean, you go through here with your black people here in this country, even when I'm discussing situations that's happening in, my homeland in Haiti, niggas don't listen. They just they continue to do the same thing again and again, expecting different results. We all know what that is. It's like niggas is insane. It's almost as if niggas are insane. Like, why wouldn't you want to team up with some real ones, like Amanda is saying? Like, in all reality, the brother Issac Hayes, man, if I can just give y'all a quick pitch on what Issac is about, I need y'all to take a listen. Hear the brother out. He was on Breakfast Club, and if y'all don't know, he launched this app back in 2018. So this thing has been around now, 6 years? Almost? And nobody's bringing up the conversation of Fanbase and how we can rally up together, become early investors and things of that nature to kind of boof it up to be as big as an X. And it's for everybody. It's not just like, he doesn't pitch it as if, it's only for black people to come over here. Fanbase is a platform for everybody. It doesn't discriminate, but I'm just trying to figure out, why is it not cool for black people to own large platforms where people can pitch ideas and distribute things? I just want to know. But without further ado, man, give the brother Issac Hayes a listen, man. Hear him out on his pitch on Fanbase and his intentions. And what are your plans on doing with it?
What is the benefit for the non-creator to switch to Fanbase? I understand the creative benefit of Fanbase, but what's the benefit for a non-creator to switch to Fanbase versus using other social media apps?
Well, I think the first thing is that most everybody's content is suppressed on all these platforms, and so there's a change that's happening where people feel like they are stifled. Even the average user just doesn't seem like they're getting visibility for the content that they make. So we want to make sure that we provide an opportunity that nobody's content is suppressed. We don't run ads. I just want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to see all their content. So it's just like any other social network. It's free to download, free to use, doesn't cost anything. So I look at it, like I said, as a transition from all these platforms that shadow ban you, crush your content, and don't allow you to really connect with people.
Ladies and gentlemen, kudos to Issac Hayes Jr. You ain't got to worry about me, Isaac. I'm already signed, ready to go. You have zero worries to worry about me, right? But what's interesting with all this and all that is Issac actually took his time to actually speak about both Timbaland and Swiss Beats hopping on with X, and basically stating that these young brothers don't even know their own values. And to be in Pacific, let me go over and tell you exactly the post on Instagram that Issac Hayes took. Isaac states, "Don't ask me why Swiss Beats and Timbaland took Versuz to X and Elon and not Fanbase. That's irrelevant at this point. It's unfortunate that we still feel our only option is to be used rather than build our own. For the culture doesn't mean what it used to. Back to work. New fan base update out today. Happy Juneteenth. For your information, this isn't a recognized hashtag on X." And not only did the brother Issac Hayes have something to say, Swiss Beats went down there and liked that comment, because Swiss Beats has something he wanted to add on as well. So let me give y'all what Swiss Beats had to say. Now, he didn't directly respond to Issac Hayes, but there was a brother in the comments section, the modern craftsman is what he called himself. And he got a little jazzy in the comment section, and he said, "And to announce it on Juneteenth is so disheartening. Hashtag tone deaf." Swiss decided he wanted to respond to the brother craftsman. Swiss Beats then responds, "Yes, 100% black owned. I'm tone deaf to anything other than blessings." Now, of course, I had to throw my little 2 cents in there and let Swiss know how I felt down in the comment section with my little 18 likes on top of that. I then tell Swiss, "You tone deaf to the truth as well. Malcolm warned us about you niggas." You see, man, we got this thing, man. Shout out to D1 Music, right? We got this thing in our industry, in the black community, where our rappers and whatnot, even some people, we like to play fucking stupid. I don't know what it is, man, with rappers, R&B niggas, entertainers, and just black people. We like to play fucking dumb, as if we don't know what or comprehend what the fuck is really going on. No matter how black and white it can be, no matter how much evidence is presented, how many times we got to keep reminding niggas, it's like we play fucking stupid all the time. Especially these rappers and these motherfuckers that's tied to the white power structure. Oh my goodness, this shit don't make no fucking sense. That's why I gotta shout out D1 Music. He be facing these niggas heads on. Swiss, not Meek Mills, the Rick Ross, the Jim Jones. I gotta give D1 Music his props. And before I even get to, discussing and giving D1 his props, I want to really show you the passion and the frustration I can relate with D1 and what he has to say in this next clip. Because I really, I agree with him 100% about these motherfucking celebrities and their ways, my nigga. Listen to D1 as he's explaining what he has to deal with these rappers, these simple-minded motherfuckers. Just hear him out.
Why do these older people in hip-hop love to play dumb? They either love to play dumb or they are dumb. And I know that y'all ain't dumb. That's the crazy thing. But people love to play dumb and act so confused. The older people, like, why is this dude D1 so opposed to murder music and opposed to these older artists glorifying selling dope and all this type of stuff? Man, listen. I have a theory. I think that y'all love to play dumb because y'all are attached to your spot in what you perceive to be the in crowd. So if you're in the media, you're attached to the fact that I get paid to promote this music. If you're an artist, you're attached to the fact that, man, this keeps me cool. This keeps me relevant and I'm making money off of this. And if you're a fan, you just intoxicated with it and you just like, I love this music. So what I'm going to do is play dumb and act like D1 is tripping when he's making these statements. This whole video gonna make more sense later. I'm gonna give it context. It's gonna make a lot more sense. But I'm just curious, do y'all have a theory why these older people inside of hip hop love to play dumb and literally act like, I mean, I don't get it. I don't see no problem with what's going on. Knowing deep down that your big old brain does know better. And you know better, but you love to play dumb. Why?
D1. I can honestly say, brother, I can relate to your frustrations. I really can, man. Story of my life. Story of my life, D. I see what you and Amanda are talking about. I know y'all on that same frequency I'm on. I'm on that same frequency, I swear to God, right? You know, when will we get it? When will we start acting right? When will we stop playing fucking stupid here in America? I don't know. I really don't know. But I really hope it's soon. Because one thing I'm going to tell you is on the Use Your Own Intelligence podcast, we holding niggas accountable. Humans, you're going to be held accountable. Whatever you are, you're going to be held accountable. There is no scapegoat. There is no escaping the truth and what you got to deal with. I'm always going to talk about it, which brings me to my next topic. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to end it on such a negative note, right? But I can honestly say today, I'm not proud to be Haitian. There's not a single Haitian in my view, in my point of view, that should be proud to be Haitian. Today, Kenya has landed with all its soldiers and troops for a mission in Haiti. Because Haitians have allowed, and I'm going to say this again, nobody forced us. This is all facts. Haitians have allowed foreign forces, especially America in general, to create a government. And not only do they create a government and put a bunch of puppets in place, right? There was a deal put in place with Kenya from the American government, the UN, to send troops over to combat the gangs in Haiti. Now, some might say, Fritz, well, that they want to help. What's wrong with Kenya wanting to help, right? But for all my people with intelligence, we all know exactly why that poses such a bad, threatening idea for Haiti and Haitians. For all my people with intelligence, you already knew that just doesn't sound right. If you are intelligent enough, you would definitely know that's not a good idea. And it shows that your country is by far the weakest, if not in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you, Mexico has a gang problem. Colombia has a gang problem. El Salvador has a gang problem. Italy had a mafia problem. Ireland had a mafia problem. America has gangs and mafia problems. But I want y'all to know the difference between Haiti and all those countries around the world with gang problems and mafia problems. Can y'all take a wild guess? Haiti is the only country in the world that decided not to handle their issues themselves, but instead would rather rely on the government, the American government of all people. Ladies and gentlemen, as much as I don't want to do it, I'm just going to speak on it. I really don't want to do it. But if I got to really go back into the history the American government plays with Haiti, you're going to be disgusted. Well, let me give you a roundup. If y'all know anything about Citibank was funded and started off the funds that America stole from Haiti when they occupied it. Yes, that is a fact. Go do your due diligence. Go do your research. France, which you see with the Eiffel Tower, that was the debt we had to pay for freeing ourselves from slavery. Yes, I said it. But that is a debt. Hear me out. That is a debt we had to pay to free ourselves from slavery. So when you go to Paris, you see the Eiffel Tower. That's the reminder. That's the reminder. That's all they wanted. They just wanted to build a tower with that money. By the way, that money that they took from us, if I were to tell you what it was worth now in comparison to when we paid it off, you're going to be like, God damn, I see exactly why y'all broke. And to make matters worse, as soon as we paid it off, here comes America. Hey, look, I don't think you guys are going to need all this money and gold. All right, so we're going to take it. We're going to go start Citibank, and y'all figure this shit out some more. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to sum up a little bit of our relationship with foreign forces and governments and how it always plays out for us. But I'm going to tell you the part that bothers the most. It's the Haitians that have yet realized how bad it is. It's the Haitians who can care less about their country, and they put this front on. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of successful Haitians that come over here, they get their money, and that's all they care about. Malcolm X warned us. It doesn't just apply for Americans and Black Americans. When Malcolm X was speaking, he spoke for Black people. When Malcolm was speaking and he went to Mecca, he experienced a lot, man. But at the end of the day, after that experience he had with Mecca, when he went out there, he came back and he realized, holy shit, Black people in general, we're in trouble. But anyways, I don't want to, that's another story, right? Long story short, our government and other governments never worked well together. See, Haiti never really, and when we did, and when we was on that route to really stand on our own, the most recent case I've ever seen was Jovenel Moise, the current president that was killed 2021. See, ladies and gentlemen, there's two different types of Haitians I always got to explain to you. There's an Haitian out there that understands the importance of do for self because he's learned from past history mistakes. There's Haitians out there that do know better. Trust me. I happen to be one of them. They learn from their past mistakes. They're usually the ones that are educated. They do their due diligence in history. They know what the fuck is going on. But you have another Haitian who's dumb. A lot of times, they don't really educate themselves well. Some are just careless. Some are simple-minded. Whatever the case may be, there's a lot of reasons why you have Haitians who still don't understand the concept and how important it is. No matter how many examples, by God, no matter how many examples is set for them, these low-life piece of shits will never understand. Ladies and gentlemen, I can honestly tell you today I'm not proud to be Haitian. I'm not proud at all. Today, Kenya has landed. They got their troops, and they're going to execute a plan to get rid of gangs. If y'all can recall, I had an episode about El Salvador and Bukele, the President Bukele, and him explaining exactly how he was able to get rid of his gang problem without any foreign help. So it could be done. So you have Haitians saying that it can't be done. Trust me. And I mean that. I'm not here to sugarcoat or play with nobody. I really have a strong disdain. I have a strong distaste for Haitians that don't understand. We really have to unify and get this thing done. Very similar to 1804. It can be done, especially nowadays with tech, artificial intelligence, numerous Haitian platforms that can unify. It only takes one to really unite them all. I'll say it again. And usually it only takes one platform. If Haitians are really who they say they are, if we are who we say we are, it only requires one platform to really unify your people and form a committee. You register, you get people to vote, you get your athletes, your entertainment, your Haitian artists, you get all these famous Haitians, you get them to advertise on the platform, tell their community to come join and register, and you'll see. You get cybersecurity specialists to protect the website. You raise funds for economic projects. You select project managers and you execute. It's very simple. It shouldn't take a guy on Use Your Own Intelligence podcast to really school you. A guy without a PhD to tell you the simplest fucking things that you can do to really unify and make a difference and make some change. But nah. I'm not proud to be Haitian, man. I'm not going to be proud for Haitian. To be Haitian. It's a sad day, man. And to make matters worse, Haiti, for one, always had programs put in place from America, France, and Canada to always literally, and I mean this, to literally drain Haiti of all its most educated people and its most skillful people. Majority of Haitians always want to leave. They never want to put back and invest in their country. Creating a diaspora committee for Haiti is going to be, in my opinion, the only way to save the place. Because we're so corrupt and we're so tied to the government. We here as a diaspora, if we truly care for our country, we would have been united and did what we had to do. But that's not the case. So speaking from an American, I'm going to take myself out of being Haitian for just a quick second. And I want to speak to all my Haitians from an American point of view. And let me talk to you, for all my Haitians out there. You're not truly a sovereign country, by far. Your government is ran by outside sources. You just got your president's head blown off, and yet still, you guys haven't unified amongst each other. There's a guy by the name of Jimmy Barbecue Cherizier who happens to be running Port-au-Prince that you guys haven't even found the means to negotiate with. But instead, you hired outside sources to come on in and kill them. And what results you think is going to happen after that? You have no fucking idea. Like, do you honestly think the same government who's been fucking you over time and time again, who's placed puppets in order, you honestly think there's some good going to come out of this? I'll tell you the best that's going to come out of this. You're going to probably find peace for a short amount of time. But one thing I can honestly tell you, Haiti, is your people, I can honestly say, my people, Haitians, we definitely are resilient. It's only a matter of time before another coup, before we truly rebel this government. Because I told you, there's a large amount of Haitians who do not want Kenya in there, and they don't want this puppet government. It's a lot of them. So for all y'all that think this was a wise idea, this is going to end up well, and then it all solves everything, I can't wait to tell you I told you so. Because one thing's for certain, most people in general, doesn't fucking matter who you is, white, black, Spanish, Asian, most people in general learn the hard way. You got to. It's usually the best way to go. It's going to take a lot of blood. As if Haiti ain't been through enough already. Clearly we have it. It's going to take a lot of blood, a lot of sacrifice, a lot of detrimental shit in Haiti for finally one day. I pray the day it happens, but until the day it happens, I can't tell you I'm proud to be Haitian. I don't even want to be called Haitian yet. I'm not going to stand on being Haitian until I see exactly what took place in 1804. I need us to run that back. All this kumbaya shit with these governments is insanity at this point. These people have proven over and over and over again their intentions, and their best interest is not into the country. It's there. They have their interests. To make matters worse, Kenya. I want to talk to you as well, Kenya, and President Ruto. You stupid motherfucker. You sad piece of shit. If y'all go check out Kenya, Kenya is in disarray. Kenya is not a thriving country. Kenya needs a lot of help itself. So how the fuck do you take a plane and cross the motherfucking ocean to go fix another poor country's problems, and you yourself is damn near a shithole? Let's be real. Help this shit make sense for me. Help it make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to carry on much longer. All I can tell you is black people around the world, globally, here in America, Haiti, Africa, wherever you are. If y'all haven't noticed by now, the world is changing, and it's changing drastically, and it's changing fast. We have more resources to spread amongst people than we even need. There's a lot of greed, and there's a lot of dirt going on. If you're not paying attention and you're not smart enough to at least do the little bit of due diligence you need to do to really have a great understanding of life and what's happening, you're going to be in a great deal of shit, a lot of trouble if you don't get it together. I'm praying for unity. I always do. Every day on a regular basis, I pray for unity. I couldn't find a better time to come out with a podcast. The content I'm getting, y'all, it's coming at me. It's too easy. The only thing about this thing that bothers me is the time. I gotta, it takes a little more time at times to put the episodes together and to get these clips and the edit and whatnot. But it could have been a better time to expose what the fuck is going on. I could only hope and encourage more people to really have these more useful conversations and try to ignore the bullshit or the dumb shit, as I like to call it. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to end this episode and call it a day. And by God, please do some due diligence, through the week. Do some due diligence. Start looking up shit. Start seeing what's happening and start having intellectual. Try to have, especially my peers, my young crowd. I know it's hard. Your hormones is going crazy. For my peers out there, my 30 and ups. Let's start having more intellectual conversations at the table. When you're with your friends, you're amongst your peers. Let's let it not be about bullshit. Okay? Let's make it meaningful. Let's bring up some reasonable solutions. Let's really have great talks. I think the time is here. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. Thank you for coming out and have a blessed day.
Man, this shit is getting crazy. Never seems to amaze me. I think the devil's trying to play me. Oh Lord. But I'm a different type of nigga. Worth about 5 or 6 figures. Once that profit get bigger, I gotta triple up on this cheese. Take a flight right over them seas. Maybe make a trip to Haiti, who knows? I just know that I have to go get it. And America's looking so hectic. Make you wanna grab the tech by the second, yes Lord. How the fuck it come to that? Most these niggas out here rats. And that statement can't be tracked, yeah I know. But these crackers is doing the sentencing. In the jail, you niggas repenting then. On the block, you be killing your men again, I know. This system been a trap. This shit must collapse. We ain't about far ways from that, yeah, they know. We gon' get through regardless. All that small talk so harmless. I'll pop us under this garment, whoa. It ain't gotta come to that. Niggas been for peace till I proceed and really state the facts. These fuckers can't stand the fact we black. Jay Blake caught 7 to the back. And then I caught Aubrey with some armory, trying to run the 4 flat. I'm trying to keep my sanity intact, but the shit is getting deeper. Every time I watch the news, there's some white dudes playing like the Grim Reaper. Nigga, I ain't never been a sleeper. Rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. But I swear to God, you touch my doorknob, you niggas gonna meet your maker. This country getting faker. They gon' try to outdate ya. For the immortalized, they gon' prophesize. You ain't gotta speak the nature. Just when you caramelize, it's when they see demise. It must be second nature. You can do us all a favor. Go ahead and catch the vapors. Act civilized and match your eye for eye, cause there won't be no one to save ya. And I'm a lovable type of neighbor. Might run you a couple of favors, but when you cross the line is when I see divide. I ain't forgiving you like your savior. Is you loving this type of behavior? I'm just a man, I ain't trying to persuade you. Hey.